you came into the server, there was some negativity. What was the time frame for you to see that start to shift into like kind of come out of that nosedive and start gaining some altitude again?
It probably took a couple of weeks before I started to see it be positive. But I'll be honest with you, a lot of those people, I don't think have ever come back to the server. So while they had a positive experience and they were happy, they left.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we didn't keep traction or had to keep restarting over and over and
Restart
over
the
again.
momentum. Yeah.
Right.
We had to get the momentum going because I think at some point the people were so burned out and they've been told so many times in the space, like, no, trust us, we're different, we care, we're
Yeah.
whatever. That I think it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my whitelist and I'm gonna move on down the road,
Sure.
which is
And I mean,
unfortunate.
it is. But sometimes the best thing you can do for a tree is to just remove the dead branches. And so, and I don't mean that in a negative way, it's just truth, right? If somebody doesn't want to participate, it doesn't help the community for them to be negative. So if leaving is sometimes the best thing for the community. But I think so. Then my question though is as you're leading this charge, what was the time frame before people started duplicating it, right? Because it was one thing for you to be spreading the positivity, but you got to have that duplicate to create what essentially what you've described, right? For the number of sinners to be talking at that high of a percentage rate, um, it's not just you, right? It's duplicating you. What was the time frame on that?
That's actually a great question. I believe in everything you just said, and I believe that I've seen so many leaders um, build themselves through this process and become just monsters.
Yeah.
As a result of just seeing it happen and believing they can do it and everything else. And so that was probably, I want to say it was probably like a month and a half after that. So we're talking about 2 months, maybe a little longer, before I really started to see that people were like, oh, he's still here. He's still saying the same things. He's still doing like, it's not just words. And but the cool thing is that it's like, it's this new like next man up mentality of like, I think somebody said, I don't remember the exact quote, but like each one teach one. So it's kind of like you kind of bestow like a concept or an idea or whatever else, and then it kind of just similar to kind of, this is a bad analogy, but like a pyramid scheme where it's like, you sell to two guys and they sell to two guys and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I saw it become, which is I think what you're talking about, which is watching. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was the theme to pay it forward, right? I mean, just if somebody does something nice to you, do something nice to 3 people. If people just do that, the world becomes a better place pretty quick. So that concept is true.
Yeah, and I watched it, and I started joining the VC quietly with my mic off and listening to these people talking about these concepts, and they'd come to me and like, "You taught me that." I was like, "Dude, you killed it! Like that was awesome! Like you taught me this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "But man,
teaching people how to fish, man. You're teaching people how to fish.
And it's so
way better
dude,
than giving them one.
It's been like a lot of these people are just like I said. I mean, this is bigger than a project to me. These people mean more to me than people that are going to mint the project. I've never had the mindset of because my name is higher up on the right side of the server that like somehow I'm entitled to anything other than anybody else in the server.